Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy honest, nuanced stories from the Turkish entertainment world, please like this video, subscribe, and tap the join button to support the channel. Today we're focusing on a name you've asked me to cover in depth, Elçin Sangu. There's a lot of noise out there, headlines, rumors, hot takes, but in this episode I want to slow things down and walk you through the arc of what's actually being discussed: love, trust, career pressure, resilience, and a candid remark about Barış's article that sets social media on fire. Let's begin. First, the core of the story is not a scandal, it's a feeling. In recent conversations and reports, Elçin has been open about something many people understand but few admit publicly. She wants marriage, she craves the stability and intimacy of family life, but she's also wrestling with the fragile thing that makes marriage possible in the first place: trust. According to what's been circulating, at some point in the past her partner broke that trust. She chose forgiveness. That choice, which the outside world often reduces to one dramatic headline, was not theatrical at all. It was long, quiet work, setting boundaries, asking hard questions, rebuilding routines, deciding what to share and what to protect. When she says she is a woman of love, the phrase isn't a slogan, it's a map of the choices she keeps making. She knows how to love deeply. She also knows love without trust becomes a performance, and she refuses to live her private life on a stage. People will debate whether forgiving after a betrayal is wise or naive. But in Elçin's telling, the decision looks less like a leap and more like a measured step. She and her partner had years together. History is not something you toss out in a day. Forgiveness was not erasing what happened, it was acknowledging it and deciding they deserved a chance to try again. It's not a fairy tale. It's maintenance. And maintenance is love spelled in small letters, daily check-ins, clarity about what's acceptable, zero tolerance for recycled excuses, and the courage to walk away if those conditions aren't met. Layered on top of that is the relentless attention that comes with being Elçin Sangu. Every professional choice is public. Every personal breath gets captioned. When a recent project didn't meet ratings expectations, the comments sections did what comments sections do, some offering thoughtful critique, many piling on with cheap shots. It takes discipline to separate the critique that teaches you something from the noise that only wounds you. By all accounts, she did exactly that. She re-examined scripts, asked for material that challenged her in new ways, and, this matters, didn't let the numbers redefine her talent. A role failing to connect does not make an actor a failure, it means the role didn't fit the audience or the moment. She knows the difference. Complicating everything, she reportedly had a minor accident recently. It wasn't a headline she wanted, but it became one anyway. If you've ever tried to heal while your phone won't stop buzzing, you'll appreciate the strain that puts on a person, especially someone whose job depends on being present, poised, and physically ready. Here, the narrative takes a softer turn. Those close to the situation say her boyfriend showed up the way partners are supposed to show up: consistent, practical support, the kind that doesn't need a press release, rides to appointments, quiet nights in, the kind of encouragement that recalibrates your nervous system. Does that erase the earlier hurt? No. But it explains why forgiveness wasn't a fantasy. He didn't ask for it, he worked for it. And then there is the sentence that traveled faster than anything else she said, a comment about Barış's article becoming a father. Elçin offered congratulations, warm, sincere, and then admitted something raw. She felt a stab of jealousy. Not jealousy of a person, but of a stage of life. That confession resonated far beyond fandoms. It was a window into a very human timeline, the one where you see friends move into new chapters while you're still deciding how and when to write yours. She wasn't competing with anyone, least of all Barış. She was naming a desire: marriage, motherhood, the architecture of a life that holds more than call sheets and premieres. That remark matters because it pushes back against two false choices women in the public eye are constantly handed. Choice 1, be the tireless career heroine, immune to domestic longing. Choice 2, become the symbol of settled bliss, uninterested in ambition. Elçin refused both. She wants the work and the home. She wants creative risk and emotional safety. She wants scripts that scare her in the right ways and a family that steadies her when the lights go off. Saying, "I'm happy for him, and I'm also jealous," is not a contradiction. It's adulthood. Of course, the internet did what it does. Some praised her honesty, some mocked it, some twisted it into a love triangle that doesn't exist. Here's the simpler, truer read. She is celebrating someone she respects while also acknowledging an ache in herself. That ache is not a weakness. It's information. It tells her what to ask for, what to move toward, what to decline. She isn't competing with anyone else's life, she's clarifying her own. So where does this leave her relationship? The answer is boring on purpose, in progress. Forgiveness is not a one-act play, it's a series. Either trust grows because behavior changes, or it shrinks because the old pattern returns. You can love someone and still insist on accountability. You can plan a future and still reserve the right to change course if the present stops honoring you. From what's been shared, that's the stance she's taking, heart open, eyes open. Professionally, expect a sharper filter. After a shaky ratings run, actors face two temptations: scramble for a quick crowd pleaser, or retreat into safe sameness. The better path, harder, but better, is to pick work that resonates with who you are now, not who you were when your biggest hit premiered. For Elcin, that likely means characters with a grown woman's center of gravity, less decorative anguish, more consequence, less perfect hair, more imperfect choices. She has the charisma to carry a glossy romance, yes, but she also has the range for thorny material. The audience that loves her will follow her into complexity. Let's also talk about how she handled the jealousy clip. She didn't backpedal. She didn't issue a fake clarification. She let the sentence stand. That restraint, refusing to treat sincerity as a crisis, is instructive. It tells brands, producers, and, yes, the tabloids that she will be exactly as public as she chooses to be. When she wants to talk, she'll talk. When she doesn't, silence isn't a mystery to solve, it's a boundary to respect. There's a cultural layer here too. Celebrity culture often sells the idea that milestones mean you are ahead, while setbacks mean you are behind. Elcin's story challenges that scoreboard. She is not behind because someone else reached fatherhood first. She is not ahead because she can trend on command. She is exactly where she needs to be, refining what she wants, stating it out loud, and doing the interior work that turns desire into decision. If marriage is part of that decision, it will be because trust is real, not because a deadline arrived. If motherhood is part of that decision, it will be embraced on her timeline, not borrowed from someone else's. Fans, here's how you can support her in practical terms. Celebrate the craft. Engage with the work when it moves you and say why. Let the personal disclosures be gifts, not obligations. And if the next script looks risky, remember that artists can't grow inside the cage of your nostalgia. The very things you loved about her most celebrated roles, the looseness, the honesty, the spark, were born from risk. Give her room to risk again. As for that partner who once broke her trust, there is nothing more to say publicly unless she chooses to say it. Either he continues to show up, boringly, consistently, respectfully, or the story writes itself in the other direction. The point is not to punish a person forever, the point is to protect the quality of your life. She appears to understand that distinction. I'll leave you with this: the most compelling part of this entire conversation isn't the gossip. It's the clarity. Elcin Sangu isn't pretending she doesn't want what she wants. She's not performing cool detachment to score points with cynics. She's telling the truth, and then, this is the key, she's allowing that truth to guide her choices rather than her mentions. It's not flashy. It's not even particularly newsy. But in an industry that rewards noise, quiet courage reads like a headline all on its own. If you found value in this deeper, more human look at Elcin's current chapter, please like this video, subscribe for more thoughtful takes, and tell me in the comments, should artists share more about their inner lives, or should we let the work do the talking? What kind of role would you love to see Elcin take on next? Your thoughts shape what we cover here. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.